Okay, this canvas is 12 by 16. I have push pins in the corner, and I have never done the string pull, where you pull the string and make what looks like flowers. So I'm going to do that today. I'm using all DecoArt, and I'm using their titanium snow white, their bright blue, teal mint, sea breeze, desert turquoise, and ultra blue deep. All of my colors are mixed 1-to-1 ratio with their DecoArt pouring medium, which is new, and it's really great. You mix it 1-to-1 and you don't need to add water because it's just the perfect consistency. And then each of my colors, except for that white and the bottle, does not have silicone, but these do have a drop of silicone per ounce of paint mixture. Take my little lids off. So these do have silicone in them. What I'm going to do is I want a bluish background, and then I'm going to do probably white only for the string pull. But I envisioned kind of like a, I don't know, like an oceany background. It's just going to be some kind of blue combination of colors. I like all these colors together. But I think instead of doing like a pour, I'm just going to kind of put the paint on the canvas and move it around a little bit. So I want it to be pretty vivid with color. So therefore I'm going to use a lot of color so that my white will stand out. So I'm not sure what this will do because it all has silicone in it, and I'm not going to put white in it. So it's going to be fairly deep in color. I don't think I'm going to put white in it. I just want to make sure my canvas is covered with color, but not just straight out color. So, and this is the white straight into the cup, and I added a little bit of my white mixture that has the pouring medium in it, but I want more paint than pouring medium, so it's thicker, more white, stronger. And I did put Spot On treadmill lubricant in there. So I want cells from my string pull, believe it or not. So I think I'm just going to swipe. I'm not going to wipe my tool. I just want a really vivid background. And then I'm going to also make sure my edges are covered. So obviously the more you would go over it, the more you're going to blend the colors. And I do want kind of some separation of the colors. So I'm going to try not to swipe over it again. I can take the paint off the table and use it with my finger. So because it all has silicone, it's making cells. So the bottom of my canvas has some paint too. And it's not quite enough, so what I can do is just mix a little of the colors together. And I've got pretty much the same thing I've got on the canvas, but just in my fingers. And then I can use that to add paint to anywhere that I'm lacking paint, since it was kind of thin. So move all that aside. So I didn't go out and buy anything for this. I had really thin string that you use around the house, and I felt like that was too thin, like it wouldn't get enough paint on it to make any difference. And then I found a spool of thin ribbons, and so I figured, hey, possibly the ribbon will do the same thing. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I've never done this before. Everybody else has done it, and so it's time for me to try it. So I got my little skewer here just to poke my ribbon down in the paint, get it covered. Make sure I leave an end to reach for. And then of course it knots up on me. Okay, so here we go. Make sure I have enough paint on my ribbon. Now I can tell that this is not going to work like string does, because the ribbon stands up and it doesn't lay down like the ribbon and like the string does. So here goes nothing on this one. Plus I dripped white paint on the canvas. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to try to get this out. So usually you can press your finger into paint if it's got a bunch of color and cells around it, and that'll kind of make everything kind of go back the way it should be. Okay, so now we're going to try string. It's not thick string, and I didn't have yarn even, so this is going to be an experiment. I'm making them, I don't know, 30 inches long, 24 to 30 inches long. I kind of envisioned them being longer. These are really dull scissors, so they're not working well for me. So now we're going to try the really thin string. I think it's going to work, so I'm going to do the other ones too. I'll go ahead and pull this one. That one didn't do too well. I'm also curious, and I'm sure people have done it, but I want to try a fan brush, just a regular brush, and the white paint, and see what kind of effect I can get with that too. Try this flower again. That was better. I'm going to just re-stick the same string in the white. This is one I haven't used yet. It's a little bit shorter, I think, but I'm going to use it. Thank goodness for gloves, even if they're too big for me, because this is messy. I keep getting my string tangled up in knots, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so I mean they're okay. I don't think, I'm just not a big fan of the string pull stuff. It's just not interesting enough to me, I guess, but it's pretty. I'll get my smaller fan brush. I want to just try this out. See real quick, like here. The thing with this is you have to probably just rinse it every time. So let me get a cup of water because it will have the blue mixed in. So you need it clean so it's got white paint. I don't know, this might be too small of a fan brush. Let's see if I can try the bigger one. To be able to twist your bristles so that they come back kind of like the string did. It doesn't do as well as the string does, that's for sure. Some shorter strings. Now I'm just adding some leaves. What the heck? But I wanted to put the silicone in the white because I wanted to have the cells. I just think the cells are pretty all around. So the ribbon didn't work for me. I think I saw somebody else try ribbon one time, but like I said, it didn't work for me. Yeah, some of my boo-boos. So this is just a fan brush. You can find it in the paintbrush aisle. And, you know, it's easier to do the flowers with the string for sure. But this works good for leaves anyway. And so, like I said, I didn't have much pouring medium in the white at all. It's mostly white paint and then a drop or two of silicone just to make cells. Now let's put the heat gun on it. So it didn't really change anything. Just making sure my background is covered good. So that is my first attempt at string pull and probably the last. It's pretty, but it's not my style. So I did give it a whirl though. I gave it a try, and I hope you learned something from it, that the ribbon does not lay down on the canvas. It stands if it on the side of it. So it just doesn't work as well. So the string is the way to go, and I thought that might be too thin, but it worked okay, really. And I don't know what people normally do mixture wise, but mine was a thicker white with very little pouring medium in it, and I put silicone in it on purpose to have it cell up, and then I just used my other colors as the background just to give it, a blue background. So you could do a green background, and you can change it up and do different things. I didn't want to put colored flowers on the blue because I knew the blue would come through it and it might muddy up that color if I chose a color, so that's why I chose white. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. There it is again from the bottom. Yep.